What happens when machines start building themselves? When the tools we made to help us create no longer need us at all? It sounds like science fiction, but it's already beginning to happen. In factories across the world, robots are assembling cars, electronics, and even other robots with almost no human involvement. It's efficient, it's precise, and it raises a question humanity has never had to face before. If machines can create without us, what do we become? Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe if you enjoy exploring how technology and philosophy collide. Tell me in the comments which country and city you're watching from, and what you think about a world where robots might one day build other robots. Now, let's explore what that future might look like and what it means for us. A world without hands. For thousands of years, progress meant learning how to make things faster, stronger, and cheaper with our own hands. Every hammer strike, every tool, every factory, all extensions of human effort. But what happens when the tools stop being extensions of us and start being independent of us? We've always built machines to make our lives easier. The wheel multiplied our strength. The printing press multiplied our words. The computer multiplied our thoughts. Now, automation multiplies our ability to create. In some factories today, that process has already begun. At companies like Fanuc in Japan, robots are used to build other industrial robots. Some of these factories operate for weeks without human intervention, running in darkness to save power. Lights out manufacturing, they call it. No workers needed. At Tesla's gigafactories, robotic arms assemble electric cars with precision down to fractions of a millimeter. Those same robots are, in part, assembled by other machines. It's not yet a full circle, but we're getting close. The ultimate goal of automation has always been self-sufficiency. But self-sufficient systems raise a new question. When machines can reproduce themselves, what role do we play? To understand how profound this is, we need to look backwards. For most of history, humans have seen themselves as creators, the ones who shape raw material into something meaningful. We forged swords, built ships, printed books, coded programs. Every step forward required us. But now we're teaching machines not just how to do, but how to learn. A robot can now watch another robot assemble a component and imitate that movement better than a human apprentice ever could. Neural networks allow robots to learn from each other. In the near future, one factory could teach another how to optimize a process without a single engineer intervening. This is where the philosophical tension begins. If we are no longer the creators, what becomes of our identity as builders? We used to look at our inventions with pride. The steam engine, the airplane, the transistor, proof that human imagination could overcome any limit. But a machine that builds another machine is different. It's not just invention, it's inheritance. Imagine a fully automated factory. No managers, no technicians, no shift changes. It runs on electricity, data, and endless repetition. Raw materials go in, finished robots come out. Those robots are sent to other factories where they build more of themselves, better and faster. It sounds like science fiction, but it's a logical continuation of where manufacturing has been heading for decades. Today, humans still design the blueprints and supervise production. But as AI systems like generative design improve, even those tasks are being shared. A computer can already design a structural beam that's stronger, lighter, and more efficient than any human engineer would have drawn. Combine that with robotic manufacturing, and the loop begins to close. A world where machines build machines is not a fantasy, it's an economic inevitability. But here's the question that hangs in the air. If progress no longer depends on human labor, what does progress even mean? Every major leap in history has displaced someone. The printing press replaced scribes. The assembly line replaced craftsmen. Automation replaced factory workers. AI is now replacing knowledge workers. Each time we adapted, we found new roles, new purposes, new frontiers. But this next step feels different because it doesn't just threaten a job, it threatens a narrative. The story we tell ourselves that we are the makers, that creation is an act uniquely human. When robots build robots, we lose the illusion that we are the center of creation. We start to see ourselves as part of a continuum, one phase in the long evolution of intelligence. That's uncomfortable, but it's also beautiful, because maybe for the first time, we can see progress as something bigger than us. On a practical level, the appeal of self-building machines is obvious. They don't get tired. They don't make emotional mistakes. They don't unionize, strike, or retire. A factory full of robots can run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without overtime or burnout. It's the dream of every industrialist, a system that scales itself. But here's the paradox. If you can create infinite machines, their value approaches zero. When production has no cost, ownership becomes meaningless. So what happens to wealth in a world where manufacturing is limitless? The answer might lie in scarcity shifting from things to ideas. In such a world, the rarest resource won't be products, it'll be purpose. If a robot can build anything, the question becomes not what can we make, but why should we make it? Humans don't just work to survive. We work to matter. There's pride in building, repairing, creating. There's identity in labor. When automation takes that away, we're left searching for meaning elsewhere. A man who once built cars might one day supervise a line of robots building robots, but he's no longer shaping metal. He's shaping systems. That shift will define the 21st century, from physical work to conceptual work. And maybe that's not a loss. Maybe the factory of the future will still need human creativity, not for repetitive tasks, but for direction, for artistry, for vision. Machines might build the body of the world, but humans can still build its soul. Here's where things get fascinating. In 2025, robotics research labs are already using AI to design better robotic components. Algorithms simulate thousands of iterations of an arm joint, optimize it for strength and speed, and send the design to a 3D printer, sometimes another robot, for production. When that new arm works better, the cycle repeats. That's self-improvement at the hardware level. It's not evolution in the biological sense. It's engineered evolution, directed by mathematics, running at the speed of data. So the question isn't if robots will build robots, but how fast they'll improve once they do. Because improvement doesn't require rest, and it doesn't wait for consensus. Let's step inside that world for a moment. A camera glides through a massive structure in the desert. From the outside, it looks silent. Inside, it's a ballet of precision. Robotic arms weld frames together. Drones carry components between stations. Every tool is calibrated, every process logged in real time. No managers, no workers, no lights. The system monitors itself through infrared. This is the future factory, self-sustaining, self-improving, self-repairing. And every hour, a new robot rolls off the line. From tool to partner, here's where perspective matters. We can look at this future with fear or fascination. A robot that builds another robot doesn't have ambition or desire. It doesn't rebel or dream. It follows logic and instruction. The fear we project comes from us, from seeing our reflection in the machine and wondering whether we'll still matter. But maybe we've misunderstood our role all along. Maybe progress isn't about control. It's about collaboration. Machines took over physical strength. Now they're taking over precision and repetition. What's left for us are the things that can't be automated: imagination, compassion, intuition.